I'm Bobby Bones. Right now, we're enjoying new songs from their brand new album called Good Things. And how about we do the title track now for the record, Good Things?
Let's do it, man.
Right, because you guys kind of got out of your comfort zone when making that video. Talk about that for a second.
Yeah, man, that video, we actually shot that. We shot a couple videos all in one. We flew out to the West Coast. We flew out to the West Coast first to do all the photos and the album packaging. Then we had to come back here for something. Then we flew back out, drove out. I think it was like a couple hours out to the desert where we shot all that stuff out near Joshua Tree. So we shot the Good Things video. It was like overnight, your schedule, we're shooting starting at 2 or 3 a.m. It's like crazy hours. So we're shooting that overnight, drive a couple hours back to L.A., sleep for an hour or two, drive back out to the desert. We shot 3 videos in, 2.5 days or something like that.
It was a lot. We didn't sleep for like an entire 3 days, which I kind of got an insight on Dan's everyday life. The man never sleeps. Normal. He never sleeps, so it was normal for him. But it was literally some of the 3 videos. It was like 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. And I saw that and I was like, I think that you guys might have messed it up or something. Like something's got to be wrong. I don't know. I'm a night person, but I'm not like also a morning person. And that's just crazy. So
in that same sequence of 3 days of video shoots, we shot another video for a song called Lying on the album, and we danced. It was a dance video. We got out of our comfort zones tremendously. We needed lessons from you. The winner of Dancing with the Stars.
You did not need lessons from me at all. It's the iHeartRadio album release party with Dan and Shay, and I like to look at the writing credits. I'm a big fan of writers and producers. I know how boring, but that's both of you guys.
I love it, man. That's great.
But I did see Bill Withers, who is no longer with us, and he's known for, Lovely Day and Ain't No Sunshine. But how did you get Bill Withers on this track as one of the writers?
Yeah, man, that kind of happened like in reverse. So we were out on the road. We were at a county fair somewhere. We had our buddies out, Jordan Reynolds and Andy Albert, and there was like this trailer, dressing room kind of thing. It wasn't a great trailer.
It was not a good trailer.
It was falling apart. Barely I'll say that. There was no power outlets in there, so we had to write that one real quick before the computer died. But Jordan just started playing this little thing on piano. It was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, little piano riff. It was a vibe. It inspired us, and we wrote that song pretty quickly, kind of freestyled the chorus. It came together. We did the demo right there on the spot. But there was something about it when we listened back. We were like, oh, man, that piano riff, we weren't thinking about it in the moment. Like, it's kind of got a Lean On Me vibe. And I think subconsciously thinking about it now probably inspired us. Or, obviously we all love that song. It's one of the most familiar songs in music history. Such a huge hit. I think when we heard that, subconsciously we were like, that's a vibe that sounds good. It sounds pleasing to our ears. Wrote the song, and we were like, you know what? We were probably inspired by that song to some degree, so we reached out to Bill Withers' crew, and we gave them publishing on the song just because, they deserve that credit. They came up with that riff, and it's kind of interpolated in our song. So, it inspired us, even if we weren't thinking about it in the moment. So, yeah, it's cool to have Bill Withers on a writing credit on our album.
This is Let Me Get Over Her. Now, what's the genesis of this song?
Yeah, man, this was a fun one to write. This one kind of came together by accident. We weren't really planning on writing that day. Dan, I think, was writing actually already, and they kind of texted me like, "Hey, man, you want to come hang out?" And there was just a bunch of our buddies kind of sitting around, and I think that we might have had lunch before, maybe had like a couple of Guinnesses or something, and started telling stories and kind of hanging out there. And we always just kind of loved where the song was. It just started with a little guitar riff, and it started very Nashville style of just sitting around. I remember we were in your old studio, and we were kind of just sitting in these chairs. A lot of them were just kind of ottomans, and I might have been sitting on a box, I'm not sure, or a djembe. And we just kind of sat around, and we're telling stories about just heartbreak and all kinds of things that buddies do. And we started writing this song, and I think somebody had sang, let me get over her, of just that, Lord, let me get over her, of that being just a cool concept of, this man pleading with somebody of just let me get over this person. And it was just kind of a heartbreaking, beautiful idea. And we just started writing on that song and kind of sat on it for probably, time is not a concept I'm really aware of at this point in my life. But it was several years that we kind of sat on that, probably after the last, the last record, the self-titled record. And it was just, we sat on it. And the hardest thing whenever you write a song and you sit on it for a while is that you think is it not as good as we thought it was in that moment? And that song stood the test of time because we're always writing songs. And every time you kind of get caught in this shiny new song syndrome where it's your newest song is your best song. And we really tried to take the time to make sure that we weren't getting caught in that. And, we looked back on some of our catalog of do we have something that would, that we wrote back then that would work? And we kind of found this song, and we didn't even have a demo for it at that time. It was literally just an acoustic vibe, and we were able to kind of go back, and what Dan did with it on the production was just absolutely crazy and kind of turned into what it is.
Yeah, I actually kept the vocal that we did that night that we wrote the song. Shay just, I didn't make him do 20 takes on this, and we were just throwing in a scratch vocal, 2 or 3 takes. We've been writing and hanging and drinking a little bit all day. Brad Tersey from Old Dominion's on that song with us too. He was hanging out, lived down the street, and Shay sang that in, just a rough scratch kind of thing. But there was something about that natural emotion and vulnerability that he put down right when we wrote the song. And when we were thinking about putting this on the album, I was thinking, okay, cool. We usually start everything from scratch. We reassess it and build it out from zero. And there was something, I pulled up that old session, and there was just some magic in his vocal, just this thing. There was just a grit to it, and that's the vocal that you hear on the album. We built up the track around it, but that's one of the most special vocal performances you've ever put down. And usually on the choruses of a song, these are all the inside tricks here.